Yeah, they had us the first half. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, could be Wayne.
I think I got my swagger back. Oh, oh.
I love it, baby.
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins. By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch. Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back to Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better. We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now.
I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Reddit did too. We're not going to be able to do this. That is delayed. I'm just going to remove that. Reddit did to do and welcome into more important issues. It is Thursday, May 19th. This looks like the more important issues of old. What is up, everybody? We are live inside of the Raby household. I'm fired up to do. We haven't done it.
How did you get in my house?
Dude, the dogs let me in. They love me. They love their Uncle Coach. So yeah, I'm fired up. This is our first live episode. If you take away football season, this is our first one, and I can't remember how long.
Is that a shot at the Florida announcer? If you take away all of Tennessee,
Oh yeah, sure. That's fine with me. It's I'm excited. I texted Landon. I said, hey, I'm in Knoxville and I can be there. I was shocked you said yes. I stink. I look bad. I didn't think you'd want neighbors seeing me come in here. So I'm fired up. We've got a great series. And
what you're saying is you're ruining my property
oh,
value.
well, I'm helping your property. I'm helping you out in terms of, I mean, you don't want to pay taxes like that. You don't want the assessor to come out. So I'm helping you out. So if the assessor sees me walk in, you're good. Absolutely. Anytime. It's a great day. We've got a series in Starkville. It's football season. I think it's football season. Nick Saban and Jimbo Fisher have me just all sorts of riled up. I told Landon, I think that's going to be tangent material. So I'm just going to I think each of us should just say one statement about it. Not a Jimbo Fisher statement where he interrupts questions while he's doing it.
He just continues to just ramble on.
Right. Right. Just a Buzz Peterson type statement. Yeah. I mean, maybe not as long as Buzz's where we cry and read off the paper, but a statement about it. So we'll address that for sure. But we will come back Sunday because I think it's tangent material.
Yeah, it's no longer like a no text bag. It's just like Jimbo Fisher just not answering the call.
I think that's a power move.
I would also I would kind of want to hear what Nick Saban would have to say. Is he apologetic?
Do you think he left a voicemail?
He does seem like the age I would do it, but probably
not. That's true. Does Jimbo? He
probably didn't even call it.
Somebody else called. Jimbo probably didn't even have a voicemail set up because he doesn't know how to. That's right. But of course, we're previewing Mississippi State. I can't wait to do that. I'm feeling. Do we have the broom in here? No broom in here. I'm feeling maybe sweet material, no matter what the haters say. That's fair. Yeah. You can't rely on it. Right. It can't be a fallback plan. So I understand that. And then some exciting recruiting news, of course. We'll talk. This might be tangent material too, so we may have to be careful. We may have to talk more about it on Sunday as far as the change in 2023 schedule. But we'll talk about that, and then some more NCAA rule changes that I think benefit. I think it benefits all college football teams, but I think it benefits Tennessee right now.
Yeah, it could really benefit it last
year. 100%.
We'll take it.
For sure. If you got questions, drop them in the chat. We've got it pulled up here. Or statements or comments or what it concerns, just let us know. We accept them all. Let's start Mississippi State. It's apparently had to bust down to Starkville. Their airport, I guess, isn't big enough to land a plane, is what everyone replied to Houston Crest about. So, which I don't know if I'm a Mississippi State fan, I don't know if I'm proud of that. Some of them were like, "Oh, where are you going to land a plane in Starkville?" I don't think I would make that statement.
Well, and how do you get recruits there?
That's
it. Have them bus.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna have to fly you to Ole Miss first, and then we'll get you down.
Your rental car, but you gotta drive
here. I guess I don't know. That's a good point. I didn't even think about. Yeah, it's embarrassing. But hey, more time for the Tony and the boys to bond. Maybe, they think they're going to get them on, sore legs. Little not
Sing Dixieland a lot,
maybe they definitely did while driving through Alabama, right? To remind them, like, hey, this song is not even close to about you.
I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, that's been a while ago, but we forget Luke Lucy is. Brendan Walsh and Evan Russell have been here for 10 years.
I mean, they were on the team when the song was released.
Exactly. Yeah.
when Alabama, they were in the room when Alabama wrote it.
They were. Yeah.
People forget. People forget they were there. I think it's going to be a good weekend. And Mississippi State's a great place to. You talk about some of like the best venues in college baseball and college sports. Playing in Doodley.
They call it.
Okay, I think it's Doodley Noble Field. It's a great college venue, a great baseball venue in general. So it's going to be a good weekend as far as just baseball goes. I think it too is just it's a great matchup for a lot of reasons. You have Mississippi State trying to get to Hoover. You have Tennessee trying to finish the year strong, securing your number 1 overall seed. Like that's if Tennessee can get a series win here, it's going to take a lot in Hoover and then a lot from like an Oregon State. For the team that's just being thrown out there as the number 1, they'd have to like go and win the Pac-12 tournament at that point to take over. Like it would take that. So this series does have a lot on the line for both teams in that regard. Obviously not as big as Tennessee. If they don't get the number 1 seed, that would suck, but it just is what it is. And a lot of fans would say, well, a number 1 seed hadn't won since 1999. So, whatever. But I want a number 1 seed. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, 100%. But you want to host a super regional, so you want to be a national seed.
And if you're not in the top 8,
yeah, you want to be.
That's committee shaft. Like that's a worse shafting than what A&M got in the NCAA tournament. So yeah, no, I mean, but it does put a lot. It makes the series interesting that you have both those storylines happening. So I'm excited for that one. You get Dolander on Thursday night, which it's. I would like to pick Tony's brain about the comment he made when they said, who are your starters this weekend? He said, we know it's Dolander for sure. I don't know if I would have, not that, I mean, Dolander's been great. That just seems like an interesting one to be like, that is the guy we're 100% starting. And maybe it had to do with like him coming back from injury and they want to get him ready, stuff like that. It's just interesting to me. I'd be curious the reasons why, but you do get him on Thursday night.
Yeah, switch it up a little bit, see what happens. You switch it up this past weekend. You won the season.
Yeah, whatever. You switched it up big time this weekend.
Right, yeah. And getting Drew Beam back, I think, maybe it just seemed like, I know they didn't have a fantastic outing against, it's been so long. Who did we play last week?
That was Georgia last week. I didn't know where you're going with that. I apologize.
Yeah. Not a fantastic outing out of the bullpen, but I think it pretty much solidified, hey, he needs to be a starter.
Yeah, and he's statistically the best one on your roster. So it's hard to deny him a spot ever. And then it gets even crazier that Ben Joyce comes in and starts really well.
Right.
It gets wilder. So that kind of goes into why it's interesting that it's Dolan. Well, I felt awkward sitting up in this. You put me in the casting couch, so I had to get comfortable. So actually I put myself in the casting couch. I wanted to sit back. But yeah, it's that's why I find it interesting, because you have Drew Beam, who's been statistically your best. You have Chase Burns, a number one first round draft pick. You have Blade Tidwell, All-American, probably first round draft pick. You have Ben Joyce, who just had a phenomenal outing, throws gas. I mean, nothing against Chase Dolander. He's been phenomenal. It was just, I would be interested to find out those comments, like why that was the comment. That's all. Yep. Also, I'm going to apologize. You might hear some feedback here. I'm going to put this down. I've got a peach tea I need to open, so I'm going to go ahead and apologize to everybody listening. Also, Weigel's. I'm sorry I'm not drinking a Weigel's peach tea. Yours is way better than Lipton's, but you all don't sell them by the case. So Evan Russell, give me a case and I'm in.
Man, I'm excited. I'm excited for them to go back on the road. I feel like this is like you get a homecoming. Like you get this week, you get Hoover, and then you come back home, and I just feel like it's just gonna be a different atmosphere. You get 2 weeks off from being in Lindsey Nelson, and then you're just fired up to be back in it for regional. I think that's golden.
Oh, for sure. And I know this team's probably ready to get back, especially after the scene you had last week,
especially
or last year.
And being in Alabama.
Whoa. Stark Vegas.
Yeah.
Stark, like, why? I get that it's usually like, you have some people who call it Knox Vegas and Nash Vegas and all that. They lean in hard to the Stark Vegas. Do you think they see the irony that it is probably the polar opposite of Las Vegas?
You can't even fly into it.
That's true. And you can fly into Las Vegas from anywhere in the world now. Allegiant's like, we're going to put people from freaking Juneau, Alaska in Las Vegas. Allegiant is bought into the idea.
There's no way they got a decent hotel.
Well, I watched a video. I don't remember the exact name. It's that George Keel guy who does tours. And I watched because they have a great stadium. It's phenomenal. And then one of the suggested was a recruiting visit. Their recruit that they brought in, their recruits stayed at the La Quinta. Yeah, so that's listen, I've stayed in the La Quinta. If you send me there on a recruiting visit, I ain't coming to your school. I don't care if you're my only offer. I'm out.
The fact
I'm out.
They have landed some recruits is, that's even more.
It helps they win. I'll give them that. It helps they win. Which going back into Nick Saban.
I'm talking about football too.
That's true. That's true. Who have they landed though? Their best player was like a 2-star coming out of high school in Dak Prescott. So what are they getting? Their best recruits probably Mike Leach. I think people should be shocked he came to Mississippi State for a lot of reasons. Not just that it's Mississippi State.
Not a great state.
No. Remind me of so it's Dolander. Is it Burns then Beam?
Yeah.
I love that. I love having Beam on Sunday because or Saturday now. Excuse me. I love Beam. Just feels like the sweep machine, right? He's the broom.
Like the third day, you're expecting another Chase. And then
That's true. That's true. I call him Chase all the time. That's true. He is. He's the street sweeper, man. He's the guy that comes in late at night and your car better not be parallel parked. He's gonna clean it up. So I hope that I hope the Vols get it done Thursday and Friday because tonight this is a pregame show. I hope everybody's in here. College game day coming to Landon's house. I hope they get it done because Drew Beam's gonna get it done. I'll say that right now.
Yeah.
I like what Dylan always says on the bat flip. It's like he's the best pitcher in this staff until you prove me wrong.
Okay.
So he's gonna win until you prove me wrong.
Yeah. And Dolander's undefeated on the year.
God, I love that.
And the only loss is when he came out of the bullpen.
What I love about Dolander is you can't. It just cracks because he doesn't have. And I guess Drew's kind of the same way, but he doesn't have the Ben Joyce. He doesn't have quite the right. Well, I'm just saying, and even quite the velo is Chase Burns. He's not like a just turn your head kind of guy. The scouts aren't just probably scribbling at their clipboard because they use clipboards for some reason still, but you can't touch his pitches. Yeah. He strikes guys out. He's just filthy. And when you do touch his pitches, you get a lucky freaking ball back to the mound that takes him out for the game.
Yeah, then you get this kind of beat up Mississippi State team who, when they lost Landon Sims, great name by the way. They just
Landon or Sims.
Landon.
Okay, all right.
They just kind of folded. Their pitching staff's terrible. Not to look past an opponent, but they're terrible. I think, what is their ERA? 6.88 ERA.
Yikes. I like the idea of that, though. Jordan Beck.
I don't know. Who scores 6 runs on Tennessee?
Maybe
Auburn.
Alabama hit well. So, I'll put Alabama in that. I know they didn't, and they had 3 opportunities, but I'd put them in that category that they could, I think.
Right. So,
7
runs, I feel confident.
Right. And I'll say even I agree with that. Mississippi State, I will say this. Mississippi State was down, I think, 4-1 at one point to Northern Alabama. Is that their Tuesday opponent? Yeah. I think they're down 4-1. So to go out and get, I know it's Northern Alabama. Go out and get 13 unscored. That's unanswered. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, and they're on a 9-game losing streak until then.
Yeah.
They got that win. They are winless in the SEC in their last 8 games.
Swept by A&M.
They lost to Missouri.
Missouri's bad. Missouri's not a team that could score 6 runs on Tennessee. I'll put one more team in that category that I think, because like you said, it's not going to happen often. In the SEC, I think Vanderbilt on the right night probably could. they typically run the bases well. So like get guys on, get them in the right situation, like you may. So I think I put Vanderbilt in that category.
Mississippi State can hit.
They can hit.
R.J. Yeager, Hunter Hines.
They can't do much defensively, but they can hit.
No, Cameron James, I think, is
Right.
the other guy that's pretty good. I think they're around second in home runs.
But isn't that the matchup you want if you're Tennessee? Because like that's not gonna beat you.
Right.
It's
Especially with how huge their ball field is.
it's the guys with the pitching staff with the bullpen that you fear.
Mhm. Yeah, R.J. Yeager, he's batting 354. I think he leads them in home runs at like 17, I think. Hunter Hines is a true freshman. He's really good. But I mentioned their pitching. It's abysmal. I mean, you look at their matchups, I don't think anybody's below 4.
Yeah, no, it's not.
in ERA.
They're not good. I know you meant. So how many pitchers did they lose? I know you mentioned.
Yeah, they lost a couple out of the bullpen. Landon Sims was the headliner.
I mean, they lost like 3 or 4 early in the year.
It's a pretty hefty list, and I think it's, you look back and Tennessee kind of had those same issues where it didn't really affect us any because of the depth that we had.
Right.
You lost Blake Tidwell, you lost Olander for a little bit. It didn't matter.
It doesn't matter, and the best part about it is we talked about 4 legitimate starters that you have on this roster. You had a 5th in Ben Joyce, and then in the postseason you get Xander Seacrest. Just an embarrassment of riches that we have here in Knoxville. It's
you look at Belmont, though, I mean, we pitched everybody.
Yeah.
After Xander pitched his 3 innings, just down the.
I like
line.
what Callum said. We're gonna give Ethan Smith the save. I know it's not a save. We're gonna give it to him.
Right.
He deserves it. I like that.
Yeah.
That's another guy that everyone expects him to be in the mix. Like, he's a really good pitcher coming from Vanderbilt. Like you expect him to be there. And he just gets buried in this just plethora of depth.
Yeah, I mean, you're pitching guys that like the casual fan had no clue who else was pitching after Xander Seacrest. And
Yeah.
Mabry.
Yeah.
After that, they're like, who the?
Well, there was there was some guy. I think they were pulling people out of the stands at one point. I think they were. I was convinced. Yeah, I like somebody tweeted it. They should start getting some pinch hitters from behind home plate, MVP section. I like that idea. I think they should have done that on Tuesday night, round out senior day. I think you would have gotten a hit on that staff. They struggled. Belmont struggled.
They did, and Belmont's a really good team.
We talked about it. I think me and you talked about it. We said, I mean, Belmont they could win the OVC. The only team besides an SEC or besides the number 1 team in the country and an SEC team to beat you was another OVC team. And they may not even win the conference. They're not going to win the conference. It's going to be Belmont or Southeast Missouri. Yeah. Which sounds like a team that Alabama schedules first game of the year.
And so Belmont's probably going to be an NCAA tournament team, and you beat them 18-0 and hit 6 home runs.
Yeah, we're peaking
We're
peaking way too early. This is just absurd. Seth Stevenson getting it done. I loved what Vitello said about him. It's like he's shortened his swing tonight, and he's hitting the ball way farther than he ever has.
Right. He just seems more comfortable. I think he talked about it after the game, and it was just like him being that constant leadoff guy has gotten him comfortable in his swing and his approach.
Well, and to have that thought, shorten the swing, make contact. Your job's to get on base, and not only that as a leadoff runner, Seth Stevenson's probably got the fastest 90 feet time on the team, more than likely.
Oh,
so. Not only is it your job as a leadoff runner, we need you on base. So yeah, make contact, get comfortable, and the ball will fly if you get the right pitch. Like that's just the way it is.
Yeah, last week we were talking. Tony Vitello was talking about him, hitting more ground balls, more line drives, and giving himself a chance to get on base.
Yeah.
Other than just a bunch of pop flies. But this week we're talking about we
can't hear you, Landon. So. Talking to the mic, Billy. You've got. Oh, you took it out too. You had the. Okay.
Can you hear me now? I think my mic.
Oh, did it go out completely? Let me. This is gonna be bad. I'm gonna have to.
Check.
You're out completely. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm about to come up here to the soundboard. Probably should have put it closer, but that's where we're at. Getting anything?
Check.
We're not. So we'll unplug. Try it again.
Check.
What is going on? Are we going to switch that mic up too? See in the back.
Check.
Nothing.
Try to unplug and plug it back in. Check.
This is what happens when you don't have a producer.
Dang it.
We got another mic here, guys, and it's orange. That's the best part. Yeah, just throw that son of a out the window. You want me to toss it? I don't know what's happened here. Was it working good before?
Check.
Do it again.
Check.
I mean, I lost you completely there. Here, you're the baseball guy. Let me switch mics. Let me switch mics for you, and we'll try it out. You're the baseball guy.
Check.
Okay.
You're in.
I'm in now.
But yeah, Tennessee's just got to take full advantage of Mississippi State's bullpen. They're terrible. I think they gave up 2 big leads to Texas A&M last weekend and ended up getting swept. So not only is their starting pitching not great, their bullpen is even worse some way. Yeah, just not the same defending national champion. And
Dude, I think you're bad luck. That mic.
this mic went out too.
It's better. It's fine. You're good.
Check.
I got you.
Okay, we're good.
Keep going.
Okay,
You got it.
Check. Hey, what about Ortega's home run for more important issues? I hate that you're not.
Bomb.
Absolutely.
It is. I don't know what's going on. My mic's working now, and we switched. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm sorry, guys.
So both of them are working now?
You're coming through my mic.
Oh.
Should we switch again? Maybe. Even when you're close, I don't know what's going on.
Check.
You might have to hold the mic. We might be mad. It might be something. Does it have an off on? I don't think it does.
Check.
All right, I'll just hold it then. Wow. Can you hear it?
No. And I think we've completely switched everything now. This is good podcasting. All right. Let's see if you're really bad luck. Maybe you have some.
Check.
Okay.
All right, we're good. Let's keep going.
So it's working.
Bomb. Great.
Yeah, huge. That was for us, and that was his furthest one of the season. So, no coincidence.
That had to be the farthest ball anyone's hit, right? 450.
I think Blake Berg hit one, or maybe Jordan Beck hit one 450 feet,
Gotcha.
but it was close. I think it's second or third so far this season.
Okay.
And then Luke hit one over the damn scoreboard.
Luke's was I feel like he only hits line drops. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am just a bad luck, apparently. Right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what I did.
Hey, it's
is
working.
better.
That's all that matters, right?
Oh, for sure.
Cool. That's kind of all I got for Mississippi State. I'm excited for this weekend. We got about 34 minutes until first pitch. Blake Burke is still in the lineup at DH. I think that's huge. They are pitching a righty, so Luke will be batting second, and Ortega will be batting sixth. So usually, if there's a lefty, they kind of flip flop. But
Yeah, and I mean, I don't hate it. I really like Ortega in the 2-hole.
I do too.
I understand. I understand why they're doing it. I just like I do like Ortega in the 2-hole.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, Jonathan, I forgot the Clifford hat. I'm sorry, my nephew gave me a Clifford hat to wear tonight, and I forgot it at home. So no Clifford hat. Big Red Dog guy. What about you?
Yeah, I don't hate it.
That sounded like you don't love Clifford. You want?
I don't remember the last time I actually watched Clifford or
Do you have
even
something?
seen Clifford.
Do you have a Nick Saban type deal against Clifford?
Oh,
Like you just need to wear it out right now.
You want to get into that?
We can't. Should we talk about the schedule change or that?
Yeah, let's do the schedule change.
This is a Tennessee podcast. I'm not talking about Nick Saban if I don't have to.
Yeah.
But I do want to talk
It could
about
be a
it.
longer show. I get what you're saying.
I do want to talk about it.
Yeah, neutral site.
So
Thoughts on neutral site,
well-
just real quick.
okay, so neutral site games, I hate them. I hate not besides bowl games or conference championship games. I think regular season games should be played on campus. I think campus is a big part of what makes college football great. Like it separates it from the NFL. It's a different game type environment. The NFL is more like an entertainment type deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I know college football is getting into that, but it still has the campus atmosphere.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of it's technically a UT home game, but it's being played in Nashville. What I hate about it is I think I wouldn't have gone to Provo. I mean, I would have loved to gone to Provo. I didn't have plans to. I probably wouldn't have gone. I think a lot of fans were excited, and I think it's two classic college football programs matching up. So I think it's great, but it doesn't sound like Tennessee's all to blame. So I'm not ready to do that. I would have just rather played Virginia at home and home.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't cause you to lose a home game, which I'm cool with. I would have been really mad if they took away a home game and put it in Nashville.
Well, if it's a Tennessee home game, I feel like we should get season ticket holders should get.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So,
And I do think it'll be better. Like you said, you didn't have plans to go to Provo. I didn't either. So I probably will go to Nashville.
I'll be in Nashville.
Yeah.
It's traveling to like I could wake up tomorrow and decide I'm going to Nashville.
Right.
It's way different.
Mm-hmm.
You got to really make plans to get out to Provo. I just think it would have been a great environment, great time. It is what it is. I'm not upset about it.
I'm just sick of playing in Nissan Stadium.
That's 100% true. And I think there is an aspect to it that helps Tennessee. So I think there is a benefit to going to Nashville, getting to play in front of some guys. I mean, Nashville's becoming a recruiting hotbed. It is.
Mm-hmm.
And so you do get to play close to some of those guys' homes. You get to play a true like home game for some of the guys on your roster. So I think there are some benefits for it to be in Tennessee, but those recruits aren't going to have the same experience they'd have in Neyland. Like no recruit's gone to a neutral, like except maybe the world's largest cocktail party or maybe Bedlam. No one's gone to is it Bedlam? Is that the Red River Rivalry? The Red River Rivalry. No recruit's gone to like a neutral site game at the Chick-fil-A kickoff bowl and be like, this is awesome. Like I want to go to the school now. So I don't think you get that in Nissan. I don't think it's not a rivalry. Maybe if you establish one with with Memphis or something, like maybe you get a little bit of that, but Tennessee, Virginia, who cares?
I don't get the whole argument that it helps recruiting. No, it doesn't.
I don't think it,
because recruits can't even have contact with the coaches while they're like at a neutral site.
Well, I don't know how it works with that. I know like
because if it is a home game, so
I think you do. So in the world's largest cocktail party, the home team gets like recruiting rights, I guess.
Okay, maybe that's how it works. But
that's probably why
But what you said is
it's not
a recruit in Nashville would rather go see Tennessee play in Neyland than go see them play in Nissan Stadium.
Right, 100%.
The pageantry, the tradition,
100%.
All the tailgating. I mean, it's just different.
If they get to run out of the tee, I'll feel better.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'll feel better.
They better checkerboard the end zones.
Oh God, dude, I'm gonna.
That's the thing that pisses me off.
The Music City Bowl is the tackiest end zones
It's
of all
crap.
time. I could paint. Listen, pay me $5 an hour. I'll come and paint your freaking end zone green before you paint, so I don't have to see the Titans bleeding through it and the center field logo.
Yeah,
like your grounds crew is atrocious.
I don't see how. So the Music City Bowl, was it the next? Did they have a home game the next day, or was it from the week before?
So I think the Music City Bowl was either on a Thursday or a Friday. It wasn't on Saturday, so they had time.
Yeah,
but I think it was that week.
If you're gonna do it, make it look nice.
Oh, 100%. You're the like. Why would people want to go to your bowl if it says Music City in orange or whatever or whatever team's colors? Like, make bowl games special. They talk about how they want to give gifts and stuff and give the players experiences. Well, give the fans experiences too, because if fans stop buying tickets to your bowl games, and Tennessee fans are never going to do that, so you do get the benefit of the doubt with Tennessee fans.
Mm-hmm.
But Purdue fans or Nebraska fans, whoever comes there, making it experience for them. Nebraska's probably the same as Tennessee. You probably get good fans anyways, but make it an experience for them. You could poll every single Tennessee fan, and if you asked I'm just going kickoff belt bowl. If you just tell them Tennessee painted in the end zone or Music City Bowl in orange, 100 out of 100 are going to say Tennessee.
Yeah.
100 out of 100. It's not hard, guys.
Right. And I heard this the other day. Is this a kind of a sorry game because you are for the mid-state fans because you are playing that first game this year on a Thursday?
I bet. Just don't play it on a Thursday.
Yeah.
If
I agree with that.
that's real, I don't know who
It's
said
not,
that.
but maybe it is. Maybe you can.
You can spin it that way, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Good, solid spin zone. Whoever floated that idea out there. I mean, I don't. I think it does.
Is this an Arch versus Nico matchup? Two true freshmen?
You think Arch is Virginia?
Nah. I
So
don't
his
know.
only connection to Virginia is his mom, right? Mom went there, or aunt went there, right?
Well, and Tony Elliott is there
Oh,
now,
okay.
so he was at
Alright, fair.
Clemson. So I think there is
Fair. I don't.
maybe
You
a
know,
relationship. I got to see it to believe it that he's going to Virginia,
yeah, for
but-
sure. That is one of those things I will never believe until it happens. He
Right.
could sign an NLI, and I'm not believing it
Which is
until-
probably what people said about Tennessee and Nico a couple months ago.
And-
I was probably one of them.
And some people are probably still thinking until he's on campus. Like,
Yeah.
I'm holding my breath. Yeah, you know, that'd be
Nico's
interesting.
first game in Nashville.
See, that would piss me off if I'm Nico.
Yeah, he's already played at Lipscomb Academy. Let's go play there.
Lipscomb might have better facilities,
They
better
probably
locker
do.
rooms for sure.
Definitely better field.
Yeah, that field's not great. I'm shocked they could play soccer adequately on there. Yeah, it's whatever. I mean, I'm with you. Like, I'm gonna be there. It's just like I'd rather be in Neyland.
Yeah.
Whatever. It is what it is.
If it is a home game,
I'm glad it's in Nashville and not in like Charlotte or in Atlanta.
oh yeah. For
So
sure.
I'll say that.
It's better that it's in your state.
Because it does.
But I would kind of rather it would be a home, but I would kind of rather just go to Virginia.
Yeah, I'd rather go to Virginia in 2023 and then turn around like 2027 and play in Neyland than
Yeah.
play in Nashville. I do think there is a level, like I'll speak for the fans in Memphis, Jackson, and Nashville. There are going to be fans that have never been in Neyland that'll be there. So like that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, you need to go to
We-
Neyland.
I agree. It's just, I mean, dude, driving from like you've got to make talking about going to Provo, you got to plan your trip if you're driving from Memphis. That's 7 hours. Like it's not just like even me in Johnson City, like that's not, I can wait. I've done it. I did it a few times this year. I drove in on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
It's not the same. So it's, you know, we are blessed to grow up here in the God's country and be this close to Neyland. So I'll say that for the mid-state.
Hop and a skip.
Yeah. I'll say that for the mid-state. We went blank here. I don't even know if people can still video died on us. Is it going now?
Yeah,
We good?
going.
All right, cool.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's not.
No, it is now. It is now. It was frozen. It was frozen. Yeah, no, I think it's I'm not as upset as some people, but I'm more upset that college football is so
Neutral site happy.
like so diehard when it comes to neutral sites. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the picture right now of Nealon that can't remember his name that sent to us, and it's fantastic. I mean, that's just you're never gonna get anything like that from Nissan. When are you gonna put Broadway in the background?
Oh yeah. The NFL draft.
If they put Santa's Pub, I'm in. No, I'm whatever. I mean, we'll make a weekend of it. We've got Dylan in Nashville by that point, so
Yeah.
he'll have to let us. Well, I'm gonna sleep in his bed if he doesn't want me to sleep with me. I'll have to sleep on the couch. But
I already told him that we're coming.
I didn't even tell him. I just assumed
Okay,
he knew.
yeah.
I assumed. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you know this is happening. Right?
As soon as they announced it, I was like, "Hey man, I'll see you in 2023 in Nashville." He's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "The first game's in Nashville, so I'll see."
I'll see you then. No
yeah.
worries.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. Like whatever. I'm not gonna pay a lot of money for the hotel room, and cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you though. Home and home. You know how I feel about it. I just tangented again. We tried not to go on a Nick Saban tangent, but instead it was a neutral site tangent.
Yeah.
Please never play in a kickoff game ever again.
But let's get some. Maybe kind of spin it this way too. Tony Elliott turned Tennessee down apparently, so there's that. Maybe Heupel gets a
Did we?
little suck on that.
Obviously, we haven't seen Tony Elliott at Virginia. Did we benefit from that?
I would say as of now, I'd say yes.
Okay. I'm still very I'm excited for Heupel, but I'm still neutral. Like not neutral. Neutral is not the right word. I'm in his corner. But yeah, I'm patiently waiting. I'm keeping him humble. I'm the guy in the there's hype men in the corner, and then there's guys that make sure they're working all the time and keep them. I'm the humble guy.
Yeah. I think this is a big year for him. Not to say like it's a make or break year for him, but I definitely think you can maybe turn some heads that you haven't already turned.
I think this is a make or break year in the sense of if you don't have a solid year, and I think there's room in between like great and good for solid. I don't think you have to be great, but I think you have to be solid to keep this recruiting class together.
Yeah, I agree with
So
that.
I think you have to have a solid year, which it would in turn could make this a make or break year.
Okay.
But I don't think this is like win 10 games or go home.
Right. No. I still think this team's probably a
win 10 regular seasons. I think you need to try to get to 10 with your bowl game.
Yeah.
I think
agree
that's
with that.
probably where your line is. I need to really look at the schedule and iron it out. I know LSU being your
I think those first
team,
couple games, when you look at Pitt
Yeah.
and Florida, if you win those games, I think it sets up nicely. If you lose some of those games, then it could.
When we sit down and talk, when we preview the schedule really in the summer, Pitt's going to be a win, and you've got to make sure that it is. That's going to be is linchpin the right word? It might be Florida, might be the linchpin game for you, assuming you win Pitt. But Pitt's going to really determine how good of a year you have because it's going to be a big win on your schedule. It's a Power 5 out of like it's a lot of reasons that it's going to be. I think probably your linchpin game.
And it's a home and home.
And it's a home. I love it. I would have loved to go to that game if LSU wasn't this year. I think. Traveling up Pittsburgh Heinz Field. I think it would be fun. Well, at least it's their home field,
if you could call it that.
I mean, it is their home. It is their home stadium.
Yeah, it's not their home. It's their stadium that they
rent
play
it.
in. Yeah.
They don't have equity.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't Navy play at where do the Ravens play? Don't they play there? If the Naval Academy can play in an NFL stadium, Pitt can.
I guess. I mean, it's just like us. Like, is Nissan our?
Nissan's our home away from home, man.
Yeah, I
What
guess.
can you say? Yeah, I would love.
Just don't screw us. If we get screwed again, I'm never going back to Nashville for anything. They will never get another dime out of me. The whole city.
I'm kind of rooting for a loss then now. I'm not a fan of Nashville. You always have fun there, but it's like there's 10 other cities I'd rather go to.
Yeah, sure.
It is what it is. I'd love to see a home and home with Memphis. My last thing on this.
Oh.
I'd love to see that home and home be
Maybe a 2-1.
I mean, I'm sure. I always said when UCF got mad because I think it was Florida wanted to schedule, they only wanted to do a 2-1. I was all for it. You got to accept where you're at. The fact that they're offering to come to you, meet them in the middle.
Well, the reason why BYU was kind of, and I think Josh Heupel didn't want to play this game. It meant nothing to him.
I get that, but it does look. I don't think Tennessee really. I think Tennessee maybe took the out.
Yeah, for sure.
But the way I read, I
BYU was going to have Arkansas and Tennessee, and then they're going to play in the Big 12. So
yeah,
it was going to be a tough schedule for them in their first year in the Big 12.
Yeah, and I think Tennessee took the out, but I think it could have been a big game for Tennessee.
I agree.
I don't know. Whatever.
It's weird talking about 2 years in
it is.
advance.
I kind of like it. Kind of like how I'm already in football season mode thanks to Nick and Jimbo. Is Jimbo his real name? Jimothy?
I don't know.
Jim Bob? He just dropped the B? That'd be awesome. That would be the greatest thing ever.
It's got
to be something else. It's just got to be like James. Family called it. His dad, he talked about his dad smacked him for cheating. You know he's a Jimbo top guy. It could be on the birth certificate. You don't know. You have no idea. While Landon's looking up Jimbo's real name, which I don't even tell me. I love that I'm reading the note and I just noticed this. That it says
John James.
John James, of course it is. There's one point that like just says Jimbo beef. Because it says Nick and Jimbo beef. Just Jimbo beef.
Jimbo beef, yeah.
If there's not a restaurant in College Station called Jimbo Beef and it's a steakhouse, I'm going to be really disappointed.
When one was about to open in Tallahassee, and then he left, so they had to change the name.
I think I would have called it Jimbo Beef Still. That's a just legendary name. I think Yield Steakhouse should have rebranded.
Or Jameis Crab Legs.
Oh yeah, it's Jimbo Beef and every like a special every Thursday nights. Jameis's crab legs.
Yeah. I love the beef. I think it's hilarious.
I love it too. I can't wait to really dive into it Sunday. I'm just sick of Nick Saban being such a crybaby about everything.
Why is he? Like
It's because,
dude, are him and Dabo just like
so-
the same person?
I think okay, we're just gonna again, my statement on it. This is the only thing I'll say about it tonight. I think Nick Saban's a scumbag. I don't think he's an idiot. Everything's calculated, but he's a scumbag.
Yeah. I don't. Part of me thinks he didn't think that would maybe get out. I don't know what it was.
I don't know either. I love that he's
Because Nate Oates is sitting there, he's just like, I can't believe you said that.
well, he's probably like, dude, I saw 3-year players play at the facilities and freaking, what are they driving Hellcats now? Like,
Yeah.
come on, brother.
Scat packs everywhere.
Good Lord. Yeah, no, it's all time funny. It's good. I think part of it is, I guess that wasn't my only statement. I think part of it is, I kind of believe this, that Nick Saban wants the rest of the coaching profession to believe what he says. So when he's like, the up-tempo offense is bad for the game, we're not doing it. Well, what was he doing while he said that? He was scheming in the up-tempo offense and the spread offense to his system.
Yeah.
So I think part of it is he wants people to do what he says. So if he says that, there's some young coach that does it the right way, whatever Nick Saban's right way is.
Is this what we were waiting on? The first assistant to beat him, to break him?
Dude, that would be awesome. So yeah, he's gotten 2. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
But Jimbo was first.
Yeah. Then he said, so since then, is it?
Are we seeing the
Should we have
downfall of
kept
Nick
Jeremy
Saban?
Pruitt for another year?
Oh God, no. Jesus, no. We'd have lost by 45 last year.
See, like he's got people below him dumb enough to believe that the up-tempo offense is death, like Jeremy Pruitt.
Well, I just don't see how you like complain about a team like that, and you lost to him before that with like a third string quarterback.
It's true. Well,
without any of those players on campus.
Well, and I just hate his big thing with collectives is he's like, they're not allowed to entice you to come to the school with money.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's saying that's the bad thing about it. I'm like, well, they're not supposed to.
Right.
So again, it goes into the whole thing. I've always said this, like, about people who accuse others of cheating. If you know they're doing it, report them. It's that simple. Maybe Saban was trying to report them yesterday without calling the NCAA up and telling them, hey, this is going on. But that's not the way to do it. You look like a scumbag.
Because he got super personal. He could have said,
I'm going to have to hit this again before it goes dark on us. Sorry, guys.
He could have said, like, there's people in our league paying for players.
Yeah. Which they would have been like, yeah, Alabama is.
Exactly. So, like, he could have kept it, but he called out Texas A&M. And when you do that, there's repercussions.
Yeah, and that's my favorite part is Jimbo's like, I don't know if he's ever been smacked. Well, it's clear because he came out today. He's like, I apologize. I should have never named names.
Oh, he did say that. I didn't see this.
So he went on Sirius XM, someone's show on Sirius. I can't remember whose. And he had a whole thing. That was where he was talking about the collectives, or they're not supposed to, like, he was saying their work, the coach gets X amount of money. I'm like, they shouldn't though. That's the thing. Like, Jimbo did the right thing by going, I have no idea what the collectives do. That's the way it's supposed to be. And that's why I don't understand the NCAA telling boosters they can't be involved. The boosters don't have a set of rules. Like when you donate money to the university, you aren't handed a compliance book.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, if you allow NIL, you allow collectives, which I don't know how you would disallow collectives. You allow it. You cannot police every booster. The school has a job to do. The athletic department has a job to do, and they have to stay out of compliance, or stay in compliance, excuse me. So I just don't understand I don't even understand what they're trying to say. I don't get it.
If I'm a head coach and a collective is trying to tell me what, I'm not.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to know.
If they walk into the restaurant I'm eating at, I'm walking out.
Don't want to know.
Are you kidding me? Do whatever you want.
We got it. Hey, get in touch with them. They'll handle it. I'm out.
Right. And I said it today to a couple friends in a group text. I agree, because kids make dumb decisions. I mean, they're 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So it shouldn't be, here's $1 million or here's $100,000. You go to Alabama. Like that shouldn't be allowed. I don't know how you police it. I don't, but I do think there should be, you should be. I mean, first off, if we get into paying high school players, the same thing that happened in the NCAA is going to happen. You can't say no to that. Like California's already doing it. I'm sure there's other states. I know California. I do think there should be they're kids. They know, like, it's business decisions. They're having to make business decisions now. If I am in Knoxville business and I offer you an NIL deal as a high schooler, there is a unspoken just agreement there. If I sign you to a 1-year deal, which I don't think if it's a senior in high school, you should be allowed to sign them to a 4-year deal, or you should have to honor that 4-year deal no matter where they go to school. But if I sign you to a 1-year deal, everyone that is involved should know that I'm a Tennessee fan. When you come into my bar or you come into my business, I've got jerseys hanging up everywhere. I've got, radio shows coming. You know that if you go to Alabama or if you go to USC, this NIL deal is done. And that's business.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't get how Nick Saban can sit there at SEC Media Days and brag about
he's a scumbag.
Bryce Young's deal and then get mad that
he didn't know
other teams are doing it.
Hey, give him a break. He didn't know recruits were going to see that. He had no idea. He didn't know ESPN would run a 3-hour story on it.
It's like, come on, dude.
Show me, go to Bryce Young's personal Twitter, Instagram. Show me where the 7 figures are coming from.
Yeah. I mean, Jimbo Fisher was absolutely right when he said he's mad that he didn't get his way. It's absolutely right.
That's like, if he shouldn't have named names. He didn't name names. He named a name, and it was the team that finished above him.
Yeah.
He named a name.
Yeah.
He's a scumbag, dude. That's that simple. Nick Saban, verified scumbag, verified little boy of the week. He gets it. And he took it he just stole it from A&M, who had it for like 3 weeks running.
And he's the same jackass that was like, oh, players shouldn't be able to. He didn't want Brandon Kennedy to come to Tennessee because it was in conference. And then he went, when it benefited him, he was more than glad to take Henry To'oTo'o from us.
100%. It's not what's best for college football. It's what's best for Nick Saban to win college football.
Exactly.
That's all it is. And I think
this is the downfall.
Listen, dude, he's not
scared.
I'm not saying he hadn't cheated. Well, that's what doesn't make sense to me. He's been coaching. He won his first national championship in what, 2001, 2003, sometime in there. He has been dominating college football for 2 decades. And it's changed so much. Like, dude, you can adjust. Quit being a crybaby about it and just go win. Like, I think Nick Saban's a scumbag. I think he's a good football coach.
Yeah.
Just go win. Like, who cares?
You still get the top talent.
I know.
You still have a top 5 recruiting class. You still have the best a Heisman winning quarterback. Okay.
Right. It's
chill out.
ridiculous.
Sorry that you got beat in recruiting. It's fine. It happens. You got beat this year in the national title by Stetson Bennett, which is a former walk-on.
Wasn't Georgia the number 1 class last year?
Yeah.
Like, dude, what are we doing? And listen, I know like Texas A&M isn't the premier SEC program, but since they've been in the SEC, people talked about how they had a leg up being in Texas and all this. Why are we shocked? And all the money they have, why are we shocked that they're number 1? Why is Nick Saban shocked that they're number 1?
Hey, guess what? They beat you last year.
Yeah, SMD.
So I mean, yeah, like you can say, hey, they got a pretty hefty NIL deal. We also beat Alabama last year. Come to Texas A&M. That's a huge recruiting pitch.
Oh yeah.
And if you didn't like it, don't lose.
And Jimbo's a national. I mean, say what you want about him as a coach and where he's at right now. He's a national championship winning coach too.
Yeah.
Dude, he's got a resume too. Like, that's the thing. I don't know. I think Nick Saban's okay with. I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. I think Nick Saban was okay with like the losing to Kirby, because Kirby until this year couldn't get out of the Nick Saban protege. Like, Nick Saban was always attached to Kirby Smart and probably always will be. Jimbo only really gets it brought up when he played Alabama.
Yeah, it was only it's brought up a lot more now because he's in the SEC.
Right. But even then, only when they play.
Yeah. But now
now it's on. And dude, I love they mentioned him
back.
Oh, loved it. They mentioned him in the interview being a mentor, and he's like, no.
Yeah. He's like, Bobby Bowden was my mentor, not Nick Saban. I learned what not to do.
You're definitely cheating.
Yeah. He's like, I learned what not to do. I'm like,
what did Swear say about that? Free Shoes University? Shut up. Yeah. I love it, dude. I mean,
we all were thinking what Nick Saban was thinking. But it's also like what Jimbo said. He's like, we're not, throwing darts at a glass house.
Right. That's
We're throwing darts with a glass house.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too is like for a college coach to say that publicly, when you've been around you've been around college football for 4 decades. You're 85 years old. You should have been retired 20 years ago.
Right.
You know how much cheating goes on. You've been involved in cheating. Why are we even acting like it's a big deal? What are we doing?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it. It's hilarious to me. Let's talk some commits real quick. Then we're gonna get out of here. We're about to throw first pitch in Starkville. Real quick. We going Luke Lipsius bomb, 2-run home run. Seth Stevenson on base.
Started off. Oh, I think Seth Stevenson hits one up the middle for a single. That's how we get things going. After that, sure. Yeah.
All right. Oppo again.
Yeah. Oppo Taco, baby. Let's silence that crowd real quick.
Oh, dude, they'll be grilling. They don't care. They're there to have a good time.
Yeah. So Tennessee did get a commit in basketball this week. Tobe Awaka. He's I think he's rated like a 3-star or will be a 3-star. Not really rated on a bunch of sites yet, but at 6'8", 240 pounds from Bronx, New York. He was an AAU teammate with current Vol Zakai Ziegler, so they were aware of each other. And hey, we're landing a big man. That's what we've asked for a while now, and we finally land one. Won't help us this year, but we'll be in that class for next year.
Yeah, and I mean, I've heard the term. I haven't really watched much film on him or anything. I've heard the term underrated. I don't know if that's just because he's a 3-star. So it's.
I think he's very similar to Zakai Ziegler, kind of late blooming in his recruitment,
which is interesting coming from Brooklyn. It's just interesting, but yeah, it's I mean, like you said, it's a big man. I'm excited. I think there's still a lot of work to do, and you thankfully have the transfer portal this year and next year, but I'm still banking on our boys coming back. So
yeah, for
this year.
Yeah, pumped up. You could get another recruit in this class. DJ Jefferson will make his announcement tomorrow. 4-star small forward, and we'll see who he picks. Tennessee was in his top 3 with Washington State and somebody else.
We also heard Tennessee football can get some good news this weekend.
We did.
So I'm not gonna just eyeball emoji. All right, just eyeball emoji. I'm not gonna mention it because I don't like being wrong. Not that I don't trust my guy, but we're just gonna wait and see. Could be tonight. Could he be waiting on some fireworks in Starkville first? Sorry, Stark Vegas.
Almost
dropped it. Almost
gave it away.
I mean, people have got to know who we're talking about. Maybe. I don't know. I was a little shocked it was going to come in this early.
I'm sure he's a baseball fan.
Tony Vitello called him and was like, "Listen, first bomb's for you.
Yeah, you commit, we'll let you throw the first pitch."
I wonder what the rules are of that. How come we haven't got a Nico first pitch? Is that against the rules? Don't they put the Jumbotron on him and stuff? I mean, come on. What's the big deal handing him a baseball?
Yeah. He's just a streaker on the field that we didn't act on, right?
Don't give ball fans any ideas. Golly. Oh, that would be I'm shocked Tennessee hadn't had as many. With how many I think that shows you how much Tennessee fans love football. There's not a lot of Tennessee fans that are willing to get kicked out of the game for streaking. Because you go home. You don't get to it's not like you sit under the stadium and get to. Actually, I think if they told me that you just had to sit in the paddy wagon for the rest of the game, I think I'd be willing to do it. You'd hear, what's going on. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Whatever.
God, I can't wait to storm the field one.
Do you have a stupidity besides Jimbo beef?
I don't.
That's been my big. I needed to look because
all my attention was on that.
I know. So. I did find this picture. It's the you guys can't see. It's Brad Calipari, the earn not given tattoo. I found that this week and I love it so much. So yeah, we'll go with that. Even though it's
yeah, I don't really have any other than that. That was a big one.
Yeah, that's hilarious to me. Yeah, it'll never not make me laugh. Ever.
I do have Spencer Dinwiddie. This could be the most important, but I'm going to say it's a stupidity because I don't know why this is in a contract. Has a $1 bonus in his contract if the Mavs win the title. $1.
Well, they're not going to win the title, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Celtics?
But I'm like, where did that come into negotiations? Like,
That has to be a joke, right? Like he's like, that'd be funny, wouldn't it?
yeah,
What's the salary? Maybe it wouldn't be that funny.
it's probably. I'd say it's better than ours.
Fair point. Fair point. We're running out of time. I'm just going to mention the new NCAA rule real quick. We can talk about it more on Sunday. So NCAA is going to allow. I don't know. Is it because of COVID? Like, did they address that? It's because of transfers and COVID, or did they just not even say why? They're just going to do it because it's the next 2 years.
I didn't really read it other than like what they were like.
Okay.
Kind of announced it as,
and it might turn in maybe past the next few years and maybe kind of more of an experimental thing. But the next 2 years, they're going to allow, I guess it's unlimited signings in your class, but you still have the 85 scholarship limit. So let's say you lose 25, you can add up to whatever it. So you'd only be allowed if you had 25 scholarships available, then you can only sign 25 guys. But it's whatever's available you can sign and bring in.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's big because Tennessee could have used that when they lost all those people after a coach leaves, a whole staff leaves,
right?
You get kind of picked apart by the portal. I think this is supposed to kind of help that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more. It's not going to be as many. I don't think you'll see as many freshman signings. It's going to be a lot more portal signings.
Yeah,
because I mean, freshmen there's only so many freshmen, and teams in the SEC. It may help smaller leagues. Teams in the SEC aren't just going to take a guy because they have a spot.
Yeah.
So
I think most of them will try to get to 25, and then they don't have to save a spot for a portal guy.
Right.
They can go and hammer the portal if they want to also.
Yeah, for sure. So I think it just helps Tennessee, other SEC teams in the portal. I mean, I'm sure Nick Saban will have something to complain about, but I think it's good for everybody.
Yep. Let's get to baseball.
Baseball guys, we're gonna send you guys to Starkville from here. I wish I knew their announcers' names. Yeah. We're sending it to you,
John Wilkerson.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. All right, John, we're sending it to you from Landon's house.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys listening. We'll be back Sunday. We'll get into some more Jimbo beef. We'll talk more NCAA rules and changes there. We might be talking about another change too. 11.7 maybe going away. Hate it for the podcast. It's a great name, but
yeah, it is what it is.
Tennessee.
Yeah. Hopefully you get a sweep. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.